Hello friends, today we are going to discuss about the unit 3 which is introduction to electronic communication. Till now you have seen different electronic components, how they are worked, what is their function in the electronic board. Today we are going to see the entire electronic system. See, okay, if we consider an example of mobile phone is an electronic system. Which components are there inside your mobile phone? How it works? So all these details we are going to discuss in this chapter. Okay, so first of all, introduction. An electronic system is an interconnection of components or parts connected for the particular objective or work to be done. Okay, so as I just told you, what is electronic system? It is just an interconnection of different types of components or different parts. Okay, which are connected together to form a complete system, or that interconnection are formed just to perform a particular task. Okay, we are familiar with the households and domestic electronic systems like music system, CD player, CCTV surveillance, camera system, public address system, automatic washing machine, game controllers like Xbox, video game controllers, etc. So whatever the example I just read, all those examples we are familiar with. Okay, so what is music system? In music system there is an amplifier. Okay, what is the basic function of this music system? It will amplify the signal. Whatever input you are going to provide it, it is going to amplify it, right? And to amplify the signal, amplifier is an electronic system which you are going to use. After that, CD player. So you know the size of CD. Everybody might have seen the CD, how it looks like. So on that small CD there is an entire movie is there. Okay, so you can imagine how that entire movie is stored in that particular CD. I'm just giving an example of movie. After that, CCTV surveillance camera system. If you placed a CCTV surveillance camera outside your home or maybe office or maybe any other location, that camera is able to capture the images or video, and it is going to store that video or store that information. To store this or to capture that, sensors are very important parameter, and to store memory is also required. A public address system, it is just a mic and speaker. Public address system is like you are going to talk in the mic, and that whatever information or whatever data you're talking, that data is going to amplify on the speaker. Automatic washing machine. So maybe many of you are aware of the automatic washing machine. So it's just that you have to press few buttons only and the entire working of that machine is on. Gaming console, like most of the students are aware what is gaming console, Xbox and video game controllers, etc. Okay, all these systems, the motive of my speaking is that all these systems which I just told you are example of electronic system. Okay, so inside that you will find the electronic component, in short. Okay, nowadays most versatile electronic system is mobile phone. I just told you, particularly smartphone. Okay, is ultimate electronic gadget used by everyone. So mobile phone is recently given a name like smartphone. Why? Because it is doing all kind of job which are very smart or intelligent, right? Inside your mobile you will find all types of electronic devices or electronic component. Okay, these are the areas of electronic system, like in medical equipment and systems, which includes ECG, that is electrocardiograph, pacemaker, defibrillators, pro prosynthesis, implants, vascular grafts, X-ray, MRI, medical delivery system, replacement of a valves, and laparoscopic surgery, etc. So all these terms or the devices which I just read are the example of electronic devices, okay, which are used in the medical area, right? After that, modern automobiles have complex electronic control system like display of engine rotation speed. So everyone, like maybe all of you have seen the display of your bike or car, you can say. Okay, it is going to show you the rotation speed. The speedometer is there, and that is nothing but this number of rotations of the vehicle linear speed, battery voltage and current, fluid levels, fluid temperature, distance travel, and feedback of various controls like turn signal. So basically what I'm trying to tell is, in vehicle, maybe that is two-wheeler or four-wheeler, you will be observing all such controls. Okay, and those controls have electronic backup: turning a signal, parking brake, headlights, transmission position, anti-skid braking system, ABS system, which is popularly known as, to control the brakes while cruising. Control affects throttle position, etc. So basically all these are related to the mechanical area, and the motive of telling behind this is the control is dependent on electronic devices only. Okay, if you are giving an indicator of your two-wheeler for an example, so it will blink a LED on your display, right? So what does that? This is an electronic system. Okay, how it is going to work, we are going to see inside the chapter. It is just an introduction, and I'm going to give you the examples of a different sectors. Previously, I just told you the examples of medical sector. Now these are the examples of mechanical sector or automobile sector, you can say. After this, meteorological or oceanographic applications. So automatic weather station is constitution of the electronic system. Okay, data logger as interconnection of hygrometer measures humidity. So basically what I'm trying to tell is meteorological oceanographic applications are what, where you are going to automate the system which is used for the monitoring the weather conditions. Automatic weather station is one of the example. Data logger is what, it is like a system in which hygrometer is used to measure the humidity. Okay, after that, drift buoy measures current, temperature and pressure levels, electronic rain gauge, anemometer in which automatic weather stations, ocean seismometer, data logger for sorting the data collected from the various senses like humidity, temperature, wind speed and direction, solar radiation, rain scale, and are used in the agriculture field. So the summary of this entire paragraph is that the weather conditions which you're going to monitor. Okay, so if you have a sensor which will observe the weathering condition, it will provide you the appropriate solution to that. Now the basic theory behind it is what, once you get the information, then you have to process something with that information, right? And to process this entire information, we know that to measure humidity we are going to use hygrometer, but hygrometer is going to give us some output. Okay, and we are going to process that output. Probably hygrometer will give you the output in the form of analog signal, and you want to display that analog signal on a big screen. Okay, either that is LED screen or LCD screen. So in that case, the conversion from that analog signal to the data which is readable by that display, this middle section requires electronic system. Okay, so again we know to measure temperature we are going to use thermometer. Output of thermometer is in the formation is in the form of mercury level. All right, so I'll give you a very basic example. If how we check the body temperature, like previous days, how do we use to check the body temperature? So there was a thermometer of glass which is made up of glass. Inside the thermometer there was a mercury, and on that thermometer there are some markings. Okay, 0, 1, 2, like up to 100. Now once we put that thermometer inside our body, what will happen? It will measure the temperature. How? The mercury gets melted with the temperature and it started increasing in upward direction, right? So nowadays, what happens? So once you put the thermometer inside your body, it will directly show you the output in the form of digits. Suppose 99 degrees Celsius. This is what is the output of my body, or temperature of my body. So that thermometer will directly give me the 99 degree Celsius. All right, that is what in previous days the mercury thermometer was not able to show the direct reading. It was showing us the output in the analog format. We have to look for the temperature, right? We have to look for the mercury level. On once we look for the mercury level, we are going to decide the range of the temperature. But now what happened, because of the electronic system development, that mercury level is directly diagnosed or directly determined by that analog to digital converter, and that analog to digital converter will display that information on the display, right? So this is how electronics play an important role in various fields. The very last field is what? Defense and aerospace. Defense and aeronautical applications include missile launching system. So probably you might have seen that launching of a rocket. Okay, that is Chandrayaan, maybe that is Chandrayaan 2 or Mangalyaan or whatever it is. So launching of that rocket or those satellites was not manual. Everything was automatic, right? Now, how that automatic operations like goes on? Behind that there was a complete automated program. Okay, and that program or that automated system is nothing but electronic system. Okay, rocket launchers for the space, aircraft system, cockpit controllers, military radars, etc. So these are the examples which are from the defense and aerospace background. Now maybe You might have heard that Tesla car, which is launched in India. What is that? It is pilotless, or sorry, driverless car. Okay. Now, how that works? It is an automatic machine, right? It has number of sensors. It senses the information. It collects the data. It processes that data, and accordingly, it behaves. Right? Suppose there is someone which is standing inside the road, in the middle of the road. Okay. What that sensor will do? Sensor will detect the person, and it will pass that information to the controller, right? Controller will do what? It will select an operation of stop. If there is someone standing behind, so in front of me, that car should be stop. This is the algorithm which is used inside the automatic machines. What is the algorithm? First of all, it will collect the data with the help of sensors. After that, it will process that data. Okay. After processing, it will provide the particular output. In this chapter, we are going to study the building blocks of electronic system and some examples of it. Now, we are going to study, if I want to develop an electronic system, what should be the building blocks of it and how, like, working of it. This is what we are going to study inside this chapter. Now, first of all, we should know what is building block. Basic building block of any electronic system is the main controlling and processing block, okay, of the system, with a number of inputs and output as shown in the figure. Can you like just imagine an example? I'll tell you an example. First of all, see, this is the input. Okay, I just told you the example of Tesla car. There are sensors. Those sensors will sense the information. Okay, and this is nothing but the input. The sensor is going to sense the information. It is going to check, is there anyone who is standing in front of my car? If yes, it will give the signal according. If no, it will give the signal accordingly, right? So this is what is the input that sensor is going to provide. After that, once the input is reached to the electronic system control or processing block, this is a processing block. Okay, now the sensor says that there is a person who is standing in front of the car. Now, what is the function of this electronic system control or processing block? It will send the command to the output that stop the car. Why? Because there is someone who is standing, right? So decision, whatever the decision we are going to make or the circuit is going to make, that is decided in this middle section, which is electronic system control or processing block, which is very, very important block, right? So whatever is the input is going to apply to this middle block. This middle block is going to produce the output according to it, right? So processing or controlling is the very most important block in the entire electronic system. Okay, as shown in the figure 3.1, main block of electronic system is control or process unit, right? I just told you this, having different types of input using sensors and desired outputs as needed for the various applications. So the input may be from different kinds of sensor. If I want to measure the temperature, I will have temperature sensor. If I want to measure the humidity, I will have humidity sensor. If I want to measure, is there anyone, like, if I want to check, is there anyone standing in front of me or not, I will use ultrasonic sensor. There are variety of sensors available. I can use any of them as an input, and the output can be displayed on any display card, right? Maybe that is 7-segment display, LED display, LCD display, or any other kind of display, LED display, right? As an example, block diagram of automatic weather station is shown in the figure 3.2 below. Now we are going to study an example how actually the electronic system look like. Okay, so let's look at the diagram which is just in front of you. In this diagram, what is there? First of all, this is the block diagram of automatic weather station. Now just imagine this is a weather station. It is going to provide you the display message like whether there will be rain tomorrow or no. Okay, for the system I will need some information. Okay, I have to observe few things, and then with the help of that information I can predict will it rain tomorrow or not, right? So what I used for my input, rainfall sensor. After that, wind speed, like from which direction to which direction there is a wind is flowing, right? After that, sorry, wind speed is what, at what speed the wind is flowing, and what is wind direction, from which direction, either from south to north or east to west or whatever it is, the direction of wind is decided by the wind direction sensor. So first of all these three are my inputs, all right, and all these three inputs are getting from the sensors. I just connected three sensors. First sensor will give me the rainfall condition, second sensor will give me the wind speed, and third will give me the wind direction. So this is my what is my input, right? After that, I need a processing unit. Okay, analog, digital, or analog, digital, or processing unit I have. Whatever is the information I'm getting from these sensors, I will connect that information to the processing unit, right? After that, what is this? This is a temperature. I need to measure the temperature. What will be the temperature? Currently, what is the temperature? Like previous in last 24 hours, what was the temperature? In next 24 hours, what will be the temperature? That is a prediction. After that, humidity. Okay, light intensity, atmospheric pressure, smoke, CO2. Okay, all these, what is this? These are the inputs which I'm providing to my processing unit. I will check all these conditions and I will give that data to my processing unit. All right. Now, what is the output I was expecting? I was expecting the monitor unit. Okay, this is my monitor unit, and I want my data. Whatever is the analysis of my processing unit, that will be displayed on this monitor unit. Okay, and this is a wireless transceiver, which is completely optional. If you want wireless communication, then you will connect this block. If you don't want wireless communication, then this is an optional. All right. So in this figure, what happened, like the description of entire figure, I just explained what is the each block. Each block is nothing but, see, rainfall, wind speed, wind direction, temperature, humidity, light intensity, atmospheric pressure, smoke, and CO2. All these factors are my input. As you can see the arrow, which is like providing input to the processing unit, right? Here also, smoke providing input to the processing unit, CO2 also providing input to the processing unit. So all these are my inputs. Monitor unit is what? It will display the information. Whatever is the output of processing unit, that is going to be shown on the monitor unit. See, the arrow is in downward direction or outside direction. So these are the inputs, total 3, 3, 6 plus 2, 8. Total 8 inputs I'm going to have, and I'm going to connect those 8 inputs to the analog, digital, or processing unit. And as I told you, wireless transceiver is completely optional. If you want to communicate wirelessly, then you will connect this block. Otherwise, you will not. Okay. So as shown in the figure, analog or digital processing unit is a main block of automatic weather station system. Okay. I just told you, like, it is just a common statement you can just generalize that processing unit or the control section is the important block. All right. Because ultimately it is going to decide like what should be the output. Okay, it receives input signal from the rainfall and wind speed, wind direction, temperature, humidity, light intensity, atmospheric pressure, smoke, and carbon dioxide. All right, so I just told you all these are the inputs, correct? After that, storage on the output device, that is display monitor. With interface of a wireless transceiver, it interacts with all over the world through the internet, providing regional weather information. So as I just told you, wireless transceiver is an optional. If you just connected it, what will happen? That information provided by the processing unit will be shared worldwide with the help of internet. Thus, we can just categorize building blocks of an electronic system as input devices using the various sensors, control, or processing unit and desired output devices for the particular aspect. So the main motive behind explaining all this is what? Electronic system is what? It is just a system in which you are going to have few inputs. You have some processing unit which will process the data given by the input, and it will decide the output with the help of information which is received by the input side. This is all about the electronic system, and in which the processing unit or control unit is the very most important block, because ultimately it is going to decide what should be the output. All right, so this is all about this lecture. In next lecture we'll discuss working principle and features of the smartphone system. Now what we are going to discuss in that: what is your smartphone, how it works, what are the building blocks of your smartphone, which components are used, how the communication is happen with the help of mobile phone communication, mobile phone wirelessly. All right, so we are going to discuss all those things in detail in the next lecture.